Hey guys, we're back for green in our Oath of the Gatewatch set review. This is Matt here on Just for Fun. Birthing Hulk, at first I was like, wait a minute, is this gonna let you tutor for stuff? And then I read it and I was like, oh, it's like a dude that has babies. Ugh. So yeah, let's see. No. Well, I mean, these two cards seem like they'd be pretty decent and limited. Something to keep your eye on. Vile Redeemer, at first I was like, it's a 3/3 flash and you get a dude. Oh, and then I was like, oh yeah, you even have to pay one more for the dude. And then I was like, oh, you get one for each thing that died. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's when you cast, not when it enters the battlefield. So this is bad with collected company. It's good after you sack a bunch of crap. It's good against sweepers, I guess. But usually you get swept when you're tapped out anyway. Just seems like a weird card. I'm not really that into it. World Breaker doesn't seem great to me. I mean, I guess for 7 mana you get to exile a non-creature permanent, but I don't know. Oh, that's why they worded it that way, because you can't kill a planeswalker with this. It's just artifact, enchantment, or land. And then you get a 5/7, and then reach, and then you can bring it back. I don't know. Doesn't seem great to me. Not impressed. Bonds. This seemed like a really weird card, especially for an uncommon. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, which is alright, but it's like weird for a green enchantment to do that. And then creatures your opponents control lose hexproof and indestructible. That seems like a weird thing for a green card to do. That seems more like a blue thing to do. I don't know. This card is just really weird. I guess maybe it's like sideboard tech against Boggles in Modern or some shit. I don't know. It's a weird card. Gladeheart Cavalry seems like another bulk rare. Natural State was the first green card that actually excited me. This is seems like a really powerful card. It's kind of it could compete for slots with Nature's Claim in a lot of decks. You know, I like it. I think it's good in Eternal formats too. Because it's cheap, it blows something up. It's versatile. Yeah, it seems really great. This Nissa, I was like, I mean, for a 3 mana planeswalker, it's strong in that it does some things. It'll stick around, and it starts with a decent enough loyalty and all that. Starting at 3, the +1 being 1, and the ultimate get being 7. You're not going to get to 7 unless you have the Gideon in play or whatever. It's still unlikely. So I think we can just ignore this, and it's kind of just like put it out -2, put a +1 on everything. Is that enough value? Well, probably not on turn 3, but if you're playing it later on, yeah, it's probably pretty strong. Throw it down, plus it, get a dum to block with to trump with to protect it as you raise it, and then you get 2 minuses. Might be okay. It's just very to me. I think it'll play better than it reads, but I'm just not that into it. Oath of Nissa, again, I'm not like thrilled with these Oath cards, and I don't know why like Sleight of Hand or Ponder or whatever you want to call it is a green effect all of a sudden. And I guess it fixes your mana if you're doing a 5 color Super Friends or whatever deck, but again, I'm not into it. I'd rather just play a card that does something. Seed Guardian, I was like, oh snap. First of all, it's like a big plant monster. That's kind of cool. Second of all, 4 mana, 3/4, okay. Reach, okay. When it dies, you get a fat token. That seems pretty great to me, actually. So that's a card, look for me to build around. Sylvan Advocate seems pretty good, right? Seems like a fun card at least. 2 mana, 2/3 vigilance on its own is pretty decent, and then 6 or more lands, it becomes a 4/5. So regardless of the land creatures thing, I mean, yeah, that seems like gravy if you're doing that, but it's pretty good just as is, actually. It's kind of like a Tarmogoyf-esque in a sense that it punches above its weight, and all you have to do is play your deck and it does what it does. So I think this is a pretty good card. I like it a lot. For me, any creature, ever since the printing of Collected Company, any creature that costs 3 or less, I'm going to take a much closer look at than I would a creature that costs 4 or more, especially in green. And this card, Zendikar Resurgent, this just seems dumb. I don't like mana doubling effects. I mean, it costs 7 to begin with, so do you really need extra mana at that point? And yeah, it draws you a million cards if you're playing creatures, but again, that all just seems so win more to me. Maybe this is meant for like a like Commander or some format that I don't play, but dumb. And that was green. We'll be right back with the multicolor cards and artifacts and lands.